From Nairobi, would like to cross over to Eldoret, where NASA is having their gathering, and our political affairs editor Ben Kitili is in Eldoret. So we'll hand over to Ben Kitili just to give us an update of what's going on so far. Ben.
Good afternoon from the K64 Stadium here in Eldoret, in the North Rift, in the county of Uasin, Gishu, where we are expecting any minute from now the leaders of the National Super Alliance, the four principals, most importantly, will be making their way to this historic ground here in Eldoret to address their supporters, to try and woo the people of Eldoret behind their cause. That is, of course, after they signed the agreement to stick together in the run-up to the 2017 August 8th general election on Wednesday. That agreement was signed on Wednesday, this being the first joint political rally since they signed that agreement that is on Wednesday. Now, what we do know is that they are already in town. They started in Busia, where they were attending to some funeral meeting, but they have landed here at the Eldoret airport. They are already here in Eldoret. We understand they are somewhere along the Nairobi-Eldoret highway at a restaurant from where they will be making their way through a procession into town. We understand they will be making an address. They will be addressing a rally in town, and then they will be making their way into this place, the 64 Stadium here in Eldoret. We're expecting, of course, all the four principals of the newly formed National Super Alliance: Raila Odinga of ODM, of course, Musalia Mudavadi of the Mani National Congress, Kalonzo Musyoka of the Wiper Democratic Movement, as well as Moses Wetangula, the senator of Bungoma, who is also the leader of Ford Kenya. We're also expecting their party leaders to be, be among the dignitaries that will be making their way to this place. We're expecting, we do not know for sure, the Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho is expected to be among the dignitaries coming here. We expect the deputy party leaders of the Amani National Congress, that is Abdi Yare, captain, and of course Kipruto Arab Kira. We also expect several senators and governors and members of the National Assembly to be accompanying the four principals as they make their way to this place. It is the 64 Stadium here in Eldoret. People are still streaming into this place. As of now, the stadium is almost an eighth full. There, people seem to think that they will be packing this place to capacity. We were able to talk to some of residents of Eldoret to just find out what they expect from this political rally by the National Super Alliance. They seem to say that they will be making their way here to listen to what the NASA leaders have to say. Remember, this is widely considered as a Jubilee stronghold. This is the home turf, in fact, of the Deputy President William Ruto, whose home is only a few kilometers in Sugo, just a few kilometers from Eldoret town. He is expected to be dominant in terms of his support of the North Rift, and especially the county of Uasin Gishu. But Eldoret town is also a cosmopolitan town. We expect a few votes for the National Super Alliance in whichever form there will be for them. So that is why, that seems to be the strategy by the National Super Alliance. They did start, after they announced that they will be sticking together a month or so ago, they did start. Their first joint rally was in Bomet, another Jubilee stronghold. They were hosted by the Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto, made a very successful political rally there. Now, after signing that 7-point agreement on Wednesday, their first joint political rally again coming here in Eldoret, the county of Uasin Gishu, the home turf of Deputy President William Ruto. Again, that seems to be their strategy. We understand from our sources inside NASA that from here their next stop will be Meru, of course, another Jubilee stronghold. So that seems to be their strategy, to punch as much holes as possible, to target those areas they think they do not have a lot of support, to target those areas as their first points of entrance as they continue to address political rallies as the National Super Alliance. Some of the queries that have been coming, of course, is what is this NASA? They signed the agreement. It is now in law. It has been lodged with the Registrar of Political Parties. A question that was raised is, what is their way of nominating the presidential candidate? What is who will be their candidate. That is the big question on National Super Alliance supporters across the country. They did say they will be making that big announcement sometime in March. So that is a big question. But for now, they seem to be having the message of trying to create some euphoria, some kind of momentum for this National Super Alliance, trying to compare it to the National Rainbow Coalition back in 2002, trying to unseat the Jubilee administration on the 8th of August 2017. So we shall be coming back to you, of course, with more information as soon as the four principals make their way into the 64 Stadium to listening to their speeches and all that. Back to you in studio, Michael.
Thank you very much, Ben Kitili, who's live in Eldoret for the first NASA rally after signing the power-sharing agreement. And of course, we do know that they gave their 7-point form in which they're going to be using. And there they are in Eldoret, which is the political turf for the Deputy President William Ruto. So their charm offensive beginning. And as Ben Kitili has mentioned, of course, as they arrive, we shall keep you posted right here on KTN News. Let's now move on.